Welcome to Drummers Paradise, where drummers get together and get to know each other and what drives their passion for groove. Please help our growing community by hitting that subscribe button, that like button, and turning on that notification bell. It does mean a lot. Now let's get into it. Today, we have a killer drummer, Tyler Reiner. I've been having the pleasure of the last year hanging out with this guy, doing this podcast, dreaming it up, and actually making it happen, which is super cool, and I really appreciate you for that. And so he's joining us today from Thornton now.
Here we are from Thornton.
Yeah, and joining us in the studio in Barrie. And we're going to check out this clip of him killing the kit, and we'll be right back. Yo, T, that was amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, buddy.
Hey?
No problem. Thanks for coming. It was hard to book you in, and I just.
The schedule's busy these days,
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Couldn't believe it. But it's okay. We got you, and that's what matters.
We're going to Paradise soon, though.
Yes. Season 2, Paradise.
Paradise.
Yes. Cool. So, you're joining us today. We get to tear you down a bit and find out, all about you, which is super fun.
Here we are.
Yeah. So, tell us, where did you come from? Like, where's your hometown?
So, my hometown is North York, Toronto.
Okay.
I grew up in the Bathurst and Shepherd area.
Yeah.
And then I moved to the Keele and Shepherd area, North York, though, my whole life, for the most part.
Okay. Nice. And then tell us, how'd you get into bands? How did it all start?
So me and my aside from having a legend father, my old man, Rob Reiner from Anvil, and being a child and just being around that my whole life. And especially I was, as a kid, I'd always hang out at like the rehearsal spaces. My dad would watch me. And so I was a kid and Uncle Lips would be here. So I would always hang out at the jam spaces as a kid. I'd play outside or whatever, and I'd always watch them do their thing. And I was very around it a lot growing up as a young kid. So it kind of just, I always saw it. So it kind of
just a natural progression for you.
It just like I gained interest for it at a very young age. Luckily, because of my surroundings were fulfilled with that.
Yeah. So you had the support.
So I had the support, especially very supportive parents, right? That helped out a lot.
That's awesome. So did your dad let you play the kit a lot, or?
Yeah,
get off that kit. Don't touch it.
No, I remember, I'll be a kid, like before they jam or whatever, I'd try to go in there and thrash as a kid. And I'd remember growing up as a kid and like my feet wouldn't hit the hi-hat or couldn't reach it. But you try and you try to pound out these crazy drum solos that you thought was drum solos, but it was really just complete racket.
Pots and pans falling down the stairs.
Yeah, but it was there. My dad never pushed it on me.
Yeah.
It was something that I just wanted to do as I got older in life. As a teenager, I gained interest. I met some of my best boys, and then we had this vision, we're going to start a band. And my dad had left, like drums kicking in the garage. So we tried to set up a back line, I was sitting on a recycling bin and like the whole deal. Like we had,
that's why you sit so low.
Like we were just trying to figure it out. We didn't have anything. We were making it work,
Right. Yeah.
And then it got into it at like 13, 14, really got into wanting to do it.
Nice.
Right?
That's great. So like, what kind of gear do you play?
So gear right now, I'm playing Nattel drums from the UK. They make incredible drums. They've been around for quite a while, actually.
Yeah, they're nice drums.
Marshall Amplifiers owns them.
Nice.
But they are incredible drums. There's not too many Canadian drummers playing them. I wish that would change because they actually are a super cool company.
They look
and
great and they
make
sound nice. Yeah.
I'm playing the Vista Lights right now. I always wanted to try a Vista Light drum kit. And so this time around, I've switched over and I got the Evans hydraulic heads on it, red color tone.
Nice.
So it just kind of gives it an extra little G up, you know?
Yeah, it does.
And then I'm playing all DW hardware.
It's hot. It's heavy duty stuff.
It's heavy duty stuff.
Yeah, I've razzed you on it.
Yeah. But I believe in it. Like I love the look of it. But if you buy it once, like you kind of
you'll never replace that. That's
have to replace it, right? It's quality.
Take care of it. Yeah.
So I've always kind of gradually. I never had that at the beginning. I had like Frankenstein stands and old Gibraltar stands, and it was like whatever we had.
Whatever you scrape together. Yeah.
But now I'm fortunate enough to have some nice gear, and then I play all pasty 2002s. I also play a Ride, a Rude.
Nice. Rude, yeah. By Pasty.
I like 16, 18. I play my Rude is like 20-inch. I feel like it just fits nicer in the kit. Right. It's more I could crash with it as well as have the bell and as well as have the pattern, and it's like thick brass, so like the roots crush it, especially if you hit them hard.
Nice. What kind of sticks?
And the sticks I am playing 5B Pro Mark wood tip.
Yeah.
Shout out to D'Addario.
Yeah.
They believed in me about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and brought me on. Yeah. And it's been incredible and super great support.
Good.
And can't speak highly of the company. It's incredible.
Yeah, I get all my custom skins done by them, and always great service. That's for sure. Yeah. Cool. So are you self-taught? Have you ever taken any lessons? Like, have you sat down with your dad and he gives you kind of a workout, or did he give you a teacher, or recommend a teacher to you? Give us a little idea of how that looks.
I truthfully never took drum lessons from like an instructor in a school or in a music store setting. But from finishing up high school, I was very honored to do co-op at Steve's music store.
Oh, nice.
And I ended up working there for about like 5 years. And I had such incredible, inspiring guys and drummers around me in the drum shop where I was working that became like family still to this day, that we're in communication all these years later.
That's cool.
And that's just kind of where it all began. Like we would watch drum video lessons like hard in the drum shop all day over and over again. And then as a kid, my dad would always, he'd play a beat and I'd watch. Like I said, I would sit there in the jam space and watch and like repetition is the father of learning.
It is.
So I would watch endlessly all these cool, tasty grooves that it didn't really understand musically at that age.
Right.
But now as I'm more seasoned player and
it makes more
I'm
sense.
older and I've been doing it a bit, it all makes sense now. So you could understand those feels and those techniques and those rhythms and the way those parts are played, right?
Right. Yeah,
so
neat.
I kind of learned on that and as well records, right?
Oh, yeah, records. It's the
I'd be
skateboarding.
I'd have the old cassette tape. We make our own mixes.
Playing on your chest.
Yeah, so it doesn't skip. And then you're like doing this in school and constantly playing around. And, and then that's all I wanted to do. I found something that I could connect with.
It's such a good feeling, right? It's so good.
And then I've tried for my life to just stay committed to it and have fun with it. And it's something it's like a release for me.
Yeah. You're a really good drummer, man. I've seen you live a few times now, and you kick it, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hard work pays off.
Yeah, thank you.
Right? So that's good. Hey, T, you know what time it is?
It's the Paradiddle Challenge time.
You better believe it, buddy.
Oh, buddy. I'm up against some great contesters.
There are some amazing talent on the show this season so far. Absolutely.
Incredible.
Yeah, man. They were amazing.
And thank you to all that came on for season 1.
Absolutely.
We greatly appreciate your support, your time, your effort coming out, talking with Adam and I.
Yeah, it's been a blast. We've loved every minute of it, and we can't wait for season 2 and to continue, right? Like, it's going to be amazing. So
I look forward to the growth.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
Hey, we'll start you off at 100 BPM, and we'll bring you up in increments of 20 and see where we can get you.
All right.
All right, bro. Here we go. Nice. Clean. Here you go. Yeah, that's clean. This is 140.
Oh,
Yeah. One more time. There you got it. Yeah, there you go. We're going to try 160. Here you go. Yeah, 150. Let's try 150.
No.
140.
140 it is.
Yeah, 140,
I
my
got nervous
friend.
there, baby.
Yeah, no, you're good. That's good.
That was good. That was fun.
Thanks for competing.
I shit the bed.
Yeah.
I shit the bed on my own show.
Yeah.
You heard it from me.
Yes, live. You did great, man.
It was awesome. That was fun.
All right.
Now I could see and feel what our guests were feeling.
Absolutely.
Sitting in the chair with the pad.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Definitely practice your chops.
Always practice your chops.
Super important.
Lessons learned, man, for sure.
Lessons learned.
Yeah. All right, back to the show. So that's cool. So when did you start playing shows and, maybe some festivals and things like that? Fill us in on how that looks.
So, we're going to go back here. So in high school, I had an old pop punk kind of band called Invermere. And before Invermere, there was a band called Shatter the Sky.
Okay.
And that's where it really started. We played, our first show was at the Reverb.
Oh, nice. Yeah, good old Reverb.
And what a show.
Yeah, that place is great.
That set the bar for, high school kid, high school band, don't know nothing about any of what we're doing. We just know we're into this.
You're playing.
We're playing. We're rocking. We're doing it.
Yeah.
And we played that show, and then from that, it started slowly building, right? And as the years went on, I got into playing with Cam, which was the band that really kind of built my foundation and set me up as a player locally around the Toronto scene and stuff.
Pop punk band as well, right?
What that was a metal band.
Metal band,
yeah.
Okay.
And we did really well. We did some really cool gigs, and it was an honor to be able to put out 2 albums with Cam. And I still to this day holds a big part of my life, and I still do it, because of that. Like those memories and the guys and the brothers, it's
the
just
camaraderie, the tours,
everything about it. It taught me the ropes, on top of being privileged to tour internationally with working for Anvil and doing different things. I was able to have all these different life experiences that just influenced me to want to keep going with it.
Well, do you want to share that, a little bit of that insight of what you did for Anvil and for how long?
Yeah, so
when it involved, because it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, okay, respect.
Yeah.
I started when I was a teenager. As a kid, I would go to shows, right? I would hide in a flight case, try to get into a gig, and then get thrown out and throw a fit because I'm all bent out of shape and pissed off, right?
Yeah.
Because they didn't accept that back then.
Yeah.
Right? There was no kids allowed. There was no kids allowed. That's just how it went.
Yeah.
And from there, it led into having the opportunity to go out on the road and sell the T-shirts and do that.
Merch guy first.
And then it just led into backline, and then I had the honor to be able to help my dad out for a lot of years, doing backline all throughout Europe and
right. Set up his drums.
the UK and the States and Canada, South America,
cool.
Japan.
So you traveled a lot with them. That's great life experiences for sure.
Yeah, it's something I'm forever grateful for it. And it's such a cool eye opener just to get to see the scene and community and what it all is internationally in all these different markets in all these different countries.
Right. Yeah.
Right. To be able to, any like seasoned or touring musician that has that opportunity, you know, they could relate to something like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. So then, with this band Cam, what ended up happening after that? You've got, you guys stopped touring, stopped playing, and transitioned into what band are you in now?
Yeah. So after Cam, I took like a hiatus, if you want to say. I kind of took a break. I was getting married. I had my daughter. I took a couple years to enjoy and experience, you know, the birth of my daughter,
which is amazing,
and all of that, you know, and then after me, around when she was about 4 or 5, I got back into it. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play again. And guys we used to tour with and play with up in Sault Ste. Marie in Northern Ontario, I had a band called Spades GT.
That's awesome.
Johnny and Dan. So they moved from Sault Ste. Marie down to Barrie, and they hit me up, and they were like, yo, T, like, we're thinking about doing this and putting this, and, you know, we'd love for you to come out and play. And at the end of the day, you know, those guys are my brothers, man. Like, we've been through a lot, and it's such an honor to share the last almost soon to be 5 years with them. And it's just, I'm very lucky to be able to be in a position where we've worked hard too, developing what we're trying to develop, and togetherness, nice. and it's a brotherhood, you know, right, because the history goes back years prior to me being a part of Spades GT.
Yeah, Spades GT.
Spades GT.
A lot of fun stuff coming up for
those guys. A lot coming up. Yeah.
You want to talk about that now?
Yeah, we can touch base on that. Yeah, what do you want to touch base on? There's a lot going on. And
so, fill us in on the Spades GT camp, because it's current, it's new, you got a lot going on, it's exciting, and I think you deserve to talk about it and share it with everybody.
Yeah, so we have a new record coming out, which is pretty cool. Kyle Marchant produced it, engineered it. Incredible. Nice. Again, did a phenomenal job. Great work ethic. So educational, like so fast. You try to learn something, but he's just so good at what he does that you're just like, I'm lost.
Right.
You're right. He's just so fast.
Yeah.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom,
yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
He's a weapon, and his whole experience is very at ease, very comforting, very warm. You know. So I'm greatly appreciated that he took the second album on again this time around, because he did our first record, Sewer City Radio, and that album was our first record that we were like, here we are, we're a band, we got some songs, here's our debut, we're gonna put this together, and then we're gonna see what the fuck happens.
What happens,
right?
Exactly.
And
sink or swim, man.
Sink or swim. So now 2 years later, we are bringing out our follow-up record called United, and it gets released July 5th.
Oh wow, you have any material that we can have a sneak peek of? Or
yeah, we could play the single off it.
Okay, we'll look into that.
We'll look into that.
Yeah, maybe we'll jump to that.
For sure.
All right.
I don't know what they were thinking, try to dictate how we're living. They thought they could divide us, they can't come. We are united!
That's a killer track, T.
Thank you.
You guys are onto something, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that sounds great too.
I appreciate it. I appreciate your honesty.
Hey, no problem.
I just want honesty on it.
Yeah.
I always say that, because you get your brothers, you get your friends, and they don't want to hurt your feelings, or they don't want to. But like, I just really want honesty on this album, because all the guys, everybody, put a lot of hard work and effort into it, and it was such a different writing process on this album, which is really neat.
Different from your first album.
Yeah, like I just want to touch base on it.
No problem.
We thought, well, if we're in a rehearsal room, like we're paying for time, we feel pressured, we're not really breaking down it. This time we wanted to go in a lot more prepared. We wanted to have a lot more attention to detail, a lot more focus, we want to make sure that we did our best to our potential for right now on our next album. So we would get together at Dan's house.
Yeah, get-togethers. That's the best way. No
I
pressure.
would bring my electronic kit over to Dan's.
Fun.
Dan would have his old school hip hop studio in the basement, his keyboard, his computer, his guitar amp, all his drive, his little channel mix. And then we would party it up and then just spend the night working on parts and breaking down the parts on the time measures and the arrangements and the sections and coming up with hooks and just really fine tuning this album. And then we took all those demos and then brought that to Kyle. And then Kyle took those demos, which was even really awesome, was that they were good enough that we were able to do the edits we needed to do to make the bed track. And then I was able to go into the studio and use that as my ghost track to record the record versus having Dan and waste half a day or a day doing ghost tracks. The demos were good enough to be able to go in the studio and just start laying out drum tracks.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I was in a band called Mad City, and we did that very similar approach, which is great.
It was like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I went into it thinking, I'm like, no, this is no, we can't do it like this, and we should get in the room. And then it's like, no, the more I realized, it's like when you're in the rehearsal room, that's like get ready for a show, start practicing, know your shit, know your material, and come in the room and crush.
Exactly.
Right? That's what that's for.
Yeah, do your homework, man. Don't waste anyone's time. Absolutely. Cool. Well, it's been a slice having you here, buddy.
Buddy,
and I appreciate you doing this with me. I can't say it enough. It's been such a blast.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure, man.
It's been great.
It means a lot to me.
It's been great, and we're here.
Yeah,
Drummers Paradise. I shit the bed on that Paradiddle challenge too. By the way, I'm like, man.
Yeah, me too. But it's
on my own show, but don't worry.
It's okay. We got work to do.
I got there's a lot of people I know that I look forward and hope you come on this show. And then now, because I could say it now, I was always sitting on this side, so I wasn't feeling the pressure.
Yeah, now you feel it.
But when you sit on this side, you're feeling the pressure.
Yeah, it's a bit different, eh?
It's a bit different. It's a different vibe. So
100%, I agree with you.
So I look forward to seeing everybody because it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, season 2 is going to kick, man. We're going to do some changes, learn from what we've done, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Different segments. Yeah, it's going to be good, guys. Stick around. A little bit of time off, but we'll be back, stronger than ever. That's for sure. So, yeah, hit that subscribe button.
Turn on that notification bell.
Yeah, buddy. And check us out on Apple Podcast, Amazon Podcast, and all that fun stuff. All the episodes will be up there. So, until next time.
We'll see you in paradise.
Ciao.